Hello, YouTube. We are back again. Thank you so much for the feedback and the positive feedback on the first video. As promised, we're going to be churning more videos out and taking you along for the ride. I don't know what this video is actually going to be. It might be a full day of eating. It might not be, but we've got a busy day ahead. So I thought, again, I'll take you along the journey. I'm going to meet Toby today, who is a men's physique athlete who is just under 17 weeks out. He is 16 and a half weeks out from his first ever show. That showing be the WNBF first timers. But I'm going to place you up here. Hopefully I can place you up here. Fantastic. Is he going to follow me? All good. And we have got the coffee. Yes, it says tailored by Tom on the front. My mum got me a big glass bowl as well. That says Tom's cream of rice bowl. So thank you, Mum. I appreciate it. Just know I am using what you got me. And also, this is after I've drank 1.5 litres of fluid. This is the first thing I do when I wake up. This contains creatine and glutamine as well. I have 5 grams of creatine, 5 grams of glutamine. I have around 15 grams of creatine spread across the course of the day. So I have 5 grams in the morning, 5 grams pre-workout, then I have 5 grams in my intra-workout there. And then glutamine, I have 10 grams in my intra. So that's 15 grams of each throughout the course of the day, just to help with digestion and all of that good stuff. So coffee is about to go down. I'm gonna get some work done. Sit back, relax. I'm going to take you through the whole day again. I've got a few things that I actually want to speak about in this video and a topic that I wanted to talk about, which is probably going to be the title of the video. And it'll be good to see, it'll be good to hear and see people's response off the back of it. So I'm going to get this coffee down me, head upstairs, get some work done, and I will see you probably at meal 1. Hopefully you can see me. Charles has absolutely raided the place with, she's laughing upstairs. I come in here to an absolute mist. When Charles cooks anything, it has to be cremated. Chicken, cremated. Mince, cremated. Veg, even veg you wouldn't even thought could be cremated. Cremated. So alarm didn't go off, but the window's open. Came in here coughing my guts up. So I'm taking you through meal 1 a little bit later than usual. It is 25 to 9. Got back and I had a load of check-ins to do for people that are on prep. So 25 to 9. We have 200 mils of egg whites. We have 2 whole eggs, which you can't see, 2 whole eggs. And then we also have some onion and asparagus. Again, same as last time, I always have meal 1 pro-fat if I can do, especially even in like an off-season setting as well. It just makes me feel better, right? So even if I do have carbs, it's going to be a very minimal amount of carbs. But with the fact I'm dieting, the first thing to always go is definitely carbs in that morning meal. And I always find that it's just more beneficial. So we make a nice omelette for meal 1, which I'm going to show you. I'm not going to show you how to make an omelette, but I'm going to show you meal 1 after this. While the eggs are cooking, I wanted to talk about a topic which came up in 2 client check-ins as of yesterday. And yesterday as well, I saw someone post it on their story saying they're taking a step back from bodybuilding. So I had 2 clients say to me that they're thinking of not bodybuilding anymore, but still going to the gym, doing what they need to do. And I said to them, that's still bodybuilding. Right, that's still bodybuilding. I feel as though bodybuilding, it has to be a certain way in some people's eyes, which I can completely get with what we consume, with what we hear. We hear things such as, do this is the best way of doing things. And that might not be the best way for you. And I say to everyone, bodybuilding is like clay. You can mold it to whatever you want it to be, right? Me and Charles, and Charles is very open about this, and we can be very open about it in terms of when we first started bodybuilding to what it is now. It's very different to what it's very different to what it is when we first started bodybuilding, and that's absolutely fine. Yeah, all the smoke's gone, so it's all good. But Charles, both started bodybuilding together. Charles may compete, Charles might not compete. That's absolutely fine, but I feel in the start of her journey, she was like, I've got to compete, I've got to do this. And your goal can simply just be to just be better. We can mold it to whatever we want it to be. And my goals have definitely changed, but I feel as though some people feel as though they're taking a step back, when in actual fact they're taking a massive step forward and realizing what bodybuilding is for them. So when it comes down to your journey, make sure that you're doing it in the way that you like to. Make bodybuilding your way of bodybuilding, not anyone else's. Make sure that you try things out, see whether you like it, see whether you don't. You haven't got to do bodybuilding a certain way just because X, Y, and Z do things a certain way, right? You haven't got to get up, like I said, at 5:30. You haven't got to get up at 4 a.m. You haven't got to do these things. You can bodybuild exactly how you want to bodybuild, and that is only going to make you happier. And the quicker you realize that, the quicker you realize that you make more progress, because you take less pressure off yourself in terms of maybe acting a certain way which other people act as well. And that's fine. That's absolutely fine. And when you're more open to trying things out, seeing, okay, did that actually not, one, make me happy, two, make me progress, and three, make me regress. And Charles and I are in a position now where we bodybuild in a way which makes us happy, but that comes through understanding that we just mold it to our way of life. Does that make sense?
Definitely. And while we're on it, Tom's hair.
Oh yeah. Turn down the eggs.
You're making it a bit smoky now.
That is multivits and minerals. If you want any of your supplementation, go to Pitstop, TBT10. And that, did you say Tom 10 as well? You got my own TBT10. Don't listen to that yell. Don't listen to Charlio.
And if you want to know what's in my drink, I've got Finco and...
Oh, okay.
I don't normally have this.
Hopefully they can hear you. Rise and shine. Rise and shine.
Peach iced tea is the best flavour.
Cherry's the one who's good as well. But yeah, peach iced tea is best. But that's a little insight into you. And the reason why I wanted to talk about that is because I saw someone post it and they feel as though they're taking a step away from bodybuilding, when in actual fact they're making themselves better by moulding bodybuilding to what they want it to be and the needs for them as an individual. Because everyone is different. Everyone requires different needs around training, work, nutrition, anything. So bodybuild the way you want to. Bodybuilding is just a terminology of what we phrase and what we put in the realm of bodybuilding. Mould it to whatever you want it to be. But I'm about to eat some eggs anyway and fold this over. It's probably burnt now because I've been recording this for like 7 minutes, but hopefully that's a little bit of informative and gives you an understanding of how bodybuilding can add to your life and not take away. Bodybuilding does not need to be everything. Make it add to your life, not take away. So here is meal one. It looks burnt because I think I have burnt it because I was talking too long, but there is meal one. No, it's not. For some reason, it doesn't want to show you. That is meal one. 200 mils of egg whites or 200 grams of egg whites, 2 whole eggs, onion, asparagus, and then I have some barbecue sauce on top. That is what meal one is, and I have my meal one supplementation. Meal one supplementation? My supplementation with meal one. We're not having any cuts. Charles laughing at me. No cuts around here. And you know what? I'm going to go all fancy. I'm going to have some chili flakes on top. Yeah. But Charles said to me that I should say a fun fact about me. A fun fact
no one knows.
That no one knows.
I've got a good one, but I'm going to let you
God, I don't know what no one knows about me. What?
You want to tell them?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Tell them.
Tom has a guilty pleasure for opera singing. And it's a good no. Tom, don't be embarrassed. It's all right.
So apparently I have a guilty pleasure for opera singing and can hit a good note.
I got in the car once and
Shut
had a bit
up.
of Susan Boyle on.
Do you know what? Here we go. Here's a little for you lads out there. So I passed my driving test and I thought third time I failed in the first 2 times. Third time lucky with my practical examination. But I took Charles out because me and Charles have been together now for 8 years. So I passed my driving test and Charles was happy and I thought, you know what, I'll take her out. I've been learning in...
Mackey's drive-through.
Work Mackey's drive-through. But I thought I'd take her out. Fantastic. What I didn't realise was the fact of I've been learning in a diesel car. So if anyone's driven a diesel car before, you haven't got to put your foot on the clutch as much. With your petrol car, you have. I stalled on the cut. Obviously, I was trying to impress her when I first drove my test. I stalled on this hill, and I had to reverse down the hill, wait for the lights to turn green, and then accelerate up because I could.
How many times?
Oh, at least 8 times. At least. Like, that's probably even undercutting it.
That's the only time I've ever seen you embarrassed.
It was awful. Imagine taking a girl out, you just pass your test, you're trying to impress her, and then you stall about 8 times, you can't even drive up a fucking hill.
Luckily it was late at night, so you just reversed.
Yeah, luckily it was late at night time. Honestly, luckily it was late at night time when no one was. I literally reversed down this hill, started my car, and then I had to wait until the lights were green at the top of the hill, and then drive up. So embarrassed. But anyway, that's a little fun fact about me anyway. But we've got this to eat, and then we're going to have the check-ins to do. And you'll see me at pre-workout. We are showered. We are ready. This is the only problem with doing fasted cardio. And then when you do a walk as well, you got to shower, go to the gym, shower again. It's not a problem. It's got to happen. You got to go to the gym feeling clean, feeling fresh. But it is currently 4 minutes past 11. We're training at 12 today, which is usually my training time anyway. I get pre-workout in around an hour to 45 minutes before. When I'm dieting, I feel as though I can actually push my pre-workout meal closer to when I'm training, but realistically, it's always going to be around that 60-minute mark. But we have gone for today, arguably one of my favorite sweet and salty popcorn. Perform digests well with me. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, but more than likely it does. And my favorite, it's probably up there actually. It more than likely is sweet and salty popcorn. And what I like to do is make a whey paste for, look what I made earlier. So blue pita, here's what I made earlier. Look at this. But I put my whey paste on top, 50 grams of whey with 90 grams of cream of rice with 5 grams of coconut oil and 10 grams of dark chocolate. And then I also have 80 grams banana, which is chopped up on top, and that will obviously be put on top there. So salt and everything put on as well. So get that put on. There we have it, people. In its glory, we've got 90 grams cream of rice, banana on top, sweet ground cinnamon on there as well, that'll go on. And that is my pre-workout meal. I have 80 grams of banana, like I stated. Some people, they'll just put in medium banana. Little things like that add up. If you're having 100 grams of banana one day, 70 grams of banana the next, in the off season, right, you can easily get away with that sort of stuff. But when you're dieting and when you're on prep, and people just go, yeah, I have a banana, and they pick this massive banana one day and they have like a small one the next. It all adds up, right? It's these little things, but realistically, does it make a grand bit of difference in the off season? No, but if you're in prep, make sure you're weighing these things out, make sure that you're doing that. But I'll have this now, and then I will get some more work done prior to going to the gym, get some steps, and then we'll go and see Toby, because we are in for push. Yeah, man, nice. So see how your hips? Yeah, you go. So now, just keep your hips there, and then bring that, yeah, you go. Now. Perfect, mate, bang on. Yeah, man, that's fucking cool. Yeah, bro. With it, yeah, man, with it. Oh. So that was push with Toby, who is currently 16 and a half weeks out from his first show, in a fantastic spot. Genuinely couldn't ask for much more right now from himself. Body's responsive, new lows, and based off what I'm seeing, it's like with Lloyd, I'm going to be giving him weekly feeds, if not every few days. He is so far ahead that if we kept on just digging him, which he isn't even digging, to be fair, he's doing 3 times 28 minutes cardio, 12k steps, and he's on like 2,500 calories, or just under that, to be honest. So he's in a great spot. We've got a lot of scope to play with, and that's what prep's all about. We're in a position where we can just push and pull, and that's what it's going to be for the next 16 weeks. So hopefully you got to saw him. in pose. Hopefully it was in focus and the light wasn't sort of washing them out, but I'm very happy to say the least with where he's at, and everyone's in a good spot, and that's the theme of everyone really that's been put on stage this year. It's making sure we're ready early, especially for Toby, who's a first timer. I make sure that I don't make him go through all the mistakes I did as a first timer, and he's ready early. He's not burying himself on the ground with cardio. He's not doing loads of steps. He's eating a good amount of food. His training performance is going in a really good direction, and he's not in a position where his training performance is horrendous. So he's still progressing his training, which is going to preserve muscle tissue, and that's an ideal set point at 16 weeks out, where I can literally say to him, you're more than likely going to have weekly feeds at this point and have like a high day rest day or back-to-back high days. So it's a great thing, and that's what coaching is all about, making sure that I make the mistakes so other people don't have to in their bodybuilding competitions. So very happy to say the least. But I'm going to head to Tesco now, grab a few things, and then I will see you for post-workout. And there we have it, boys and girls. Post-workout, 90 grams of rice, 190 grams of chicken, raw weight, asparagus, peppers, and pineapple. So this is gone down at 3:45. So I don't go home and rush and have my post-workout meal. I come back, I chill, and then I have my post-workout meal. You'll see a lot of people, they'll come back, they'll scram their post-workout meal, next thing you know, getting like digestive stress like half an hour later. And that's probably the reason why. Get home, chill, do some work, come back down, and there's post-workout meal. Because I get it all in the air fryer, rice, cooker and stuff, so it's all fresh. So only gone and forgot to put turmeric in the rice, didn't I? Because we ran out. So I am going to go out and get some later. But that is post-workout. 90 grams of rice, 190 grams of chicken, pineapple, asparagus, and peppers. So that is post-workout wrapped up, meal 3 to be precise. It gets a thumbs up from me, and it gets a thumbs up from the gonks as well. That isn't mine, by the way. You're probably thinking, when did he do a Two Bros show? Mate, first place in a Two Bros show, no chance. That is what Ryan gave me after his regional win. Kind enough to give me his overall plate, which is hanging up on that wall over there, and also his first place medal. So don't be thinking that's mine, right? I've got a nice silver place over there and I'm happy with that, so it's all good. But I wanted to talk about what I was going through earlier with Toby, but any first timers really giving you some advice. If it is your first time competing, you might be watching this, you might be thinking about competing this year, next year, 2028, but I wanted to go through some tips, not tricks, because there's no tricks around bodybuilding, just some tips to put yourself into a good position when it comes to your first prep, right? So when it comes to Toby, for example, when it comes down to your first show and your first prep, there is no reference point. You have no reference point at all. So for example, I know I competed on stage last year at 223 pounds. So I have a reference next time I prep that I'm roughly going to be in stage condition around 223 pounds. With a first timer, you don't have that luxury, because it is a luxury. And a lot of coaches, they'll guess and they'll put their timeline on someone's sheets and they'll go, we're going to roughly lose around 1.5% of body weight, then 1% of body weight, and try and guess. It's all well and good trying to guess, but you might go over, you might go under, and if anything, I've found that it just stresses someone out if they're not hitting the desired rate of loss, or they're going over, they're going under, and they're not sticking to that specific rate of loss every single week. It's just going to create more stress, which in turn is going to actually make their prep even worse than the body, more unresponsive. So I find it just in a position where there's no point guessing. Just start someone in a lean position, do a pre-prep diet, get food in a good spot, and make them start in a nice position where you haven't got to pull loads of body fat off. And that is my second point. Your starting position. Don't start too fat. The leaner you start your prep, the leaner you'll be able to get on stage. But also as well, it gives you more time. Time is your friend when it comes to prep. People will look at Toby and he'll think, 16 weeks out, he's pretty lean. Good. He's not ridiculously lean, but he doesn't need to push really hard towards the back end of his prep now. It's not a fat loss competition when it comes to a prep. It is how much muscle you can retain while losing as much body fat as you need to get into condition, right, relative to the muscle you have. But that's another topic. But It's about how you can preserve as much muscle as possible, and how you're going to do that is through retaining training performance. How you retain training performance is not having to dig loads of body fat off and pull calories really low, cardio really high, which is going to detriment your recovery, which is going to eat into your training performance and needs. And then next thing you know, you just shrivel away and look really stringy when it comes to the back end of prep. And yeah, you might have lost loads of weight, but you've not actually retained any tissue. So there's no point. So realistically, you're in a position where your starting point, you're nice and lean, cardio's low, output's low, inputs via calories is really high, and you've got a long runway of progression. So Toby hasn't got that much to come off. Granted, don't get me wrong, he has got, I reckon, 7 to 8 kilos come off, right? It might be more, it might be less, we don't know. But we know we're in a really good position where we can continue on this rate of loss and we can pull back towards the end, and then we can think about having high days, diet breaks, trial peaks, all these different things that you can do. And then you can gather data based off how much food it needs to fill, and then you can gather that data relatively for him to peak. So it's all what to do and what you find as a coach to make that process as good as possible for the first time. But enjoyment, make sure you enjoy it. Routine, make sure you have your routine locked in. I think the biggest mistake people do is how much prep takes over someone's life. Don't get me wrong, you will have to make sacrifices. You can still go on dates if you're within a relationship, but at the end of the day, having that routine locked in is really important. But also having that locked in prior to prep starting is arguably the most important thing. You don't want to start prep and then you've got to worry about when am I going to get my steps in, when am I going to get my meal prep in, how I'm going to work it around work, around family, around training, when am I going to get my steps in, my cardio, all these different things. Having a routine, a base level of routine locked in is really, really important in my opinion. And then it's not like a massive transition when you go from an off season to a prep setting. Then posing as well. I always say to every single one of my clients, the goal of a first timer show is to not look like a first timer. That's with condition, but also as well, it's with stage presentation. If you can go on there and be confident and look like it's not your first time on stage, you're instantly putting yourself into the top percentile range of the competition. So a massive thing I do is making sure firstly they get into condition, but also secondly, when they're up there, they're looking confident through practicing their poses, transitions, stage presence, right? Don't get me wrong, they are going to be pretty nervous, but then again, if they're doing something more and more and more, the better they get at something. So making sure they practice their posing rounds. That leads me to another extension with posing rounds. Use it as a form of cardio, right? Something that I do for one of my clients as well. Cardio, it can ramp up, but utilizing posing as a form of cardio is honestly a non-negotiable from my end. You get better at posing, which makes your stage presentation better. People don't realize how hard posing is when you do round after round after round. It's very easily managed in terms of metrics to progressively overload, in terms of rounds you can do, the holds that you do as well, the times that you do in between your rounds. You can obviously minimize those as well. And then it helps you get into condition. So it helps get you into condition, and then it helps you with your stage presentation as well. It's massive. So these little things make a massive difference as well. And then make sure you are ready early. If you're ready early, like I mentioned, you can take away fatigue, you can take away stress, and a stress physique is a non-responsive one. And when you can bring responsiveness to a physique, you can make it more predictable. And when you can go into a peak week with more predictability, it brings more clarity and more confidence and a better look at stage. So that is what my first timers, or guide to first timers, if you want to call it that. But that's what I do for all my athletes. And you'll be seeing a lot of first timers on this YouTube channel. I am seeing, so I saw Toby today, I'm seeing Harley on Saturday, who's a first timer. And then I'm also seeing a few others towards the back end of next month as well, which works out really well. Back end of next month is February, back end of this month. So, but you'll be seeing a lot of first timers on here as well. So I saw Toby today, I'm seeing Harley at the weekend as well. And then the following week, I believe I'm seeing a few others as well towards the back end of February, which is going to be good. I've got a lot of things planned seeing clients, so I cannot wait for that. But hopefully you took some value from that. But as a first timer, remember, please understand that you might not have the muscle to get in the condition which you see all these Olympians, all these pros, right? Make your first time competing your Olympia. Just do what you can do. Control what you can control, which is 1, get into condition relative to your class and your criteria, and 2, follow the plan. Your plan is not dictated by this, the gold medals. Your success of your first prep is dictated by how well you follow the plan and how much condition you get into, which is your coach's job. So if you're following the plan, that is all you can do. And then you can go on stage knowing you've done absolutely everything and not missed an absolute beat. And if you can do that, you've walked away doing what most people can't do. And that's a big win in my opinion. But like I said to you at Tesco, I have made mistakes in my preps. So therefore, I don't allow my clients and my athletes to make those mistakes. And that's what, like I said, that's what coaching's all about, in my opinion, making sure that I go through the process, make those mistakes so other people don't. And that's what makes you not only a better athlete, but also a better coach as well. So look out for those, because they'll be on the YouTube in 16 and a half weeks when they do compete. But right now, I've got some work to do, got some posts to do, write out some posts, and I get someone to make it all fancy and stuff. So I'm getting that done, and then I'll bring you along for meal 4. So here we are, meal 4 is about to go down, the usual, but you wouldn't know what the usual is because I've never done a full day of eating. So I've got 250 grams of white potato, 190 grams of beef mince, onion and mushroom there as well. And then I'll have 50 grams of pineapple alongside with that meal. But after this meal, I always go for a walk, get the rest of my steps done, get them ticked off. And then by the time I come back, I usually got a few people to get back to in terms of form feedback. The people that train a little bit later, get back to that, and that's my usual work day sort of finish. So it's nicely split across the day, nicely split across the day nicely. Fantastic. But other than that, got some posts made, got some work done, had a setup done, which is good. The team is growing, which is phenomenal. And with this meal as well, I do actually have a digestive enzyme. So throughout the course of the day, I usually like to have a digestive enzyme with meal 4, just to help the food that I've eaten digest over the course of the day nicely. Everything sits nicely. So towards the back end, making sure everything is all good. I have been using recently Engineered Muscle Turbo Digest. So I am going to be having one of them. I have one of those at the start of the day and also with meal 4 towards the back end of the day as well. So I go for a walk afterwards, which helps aid digestion. So that is the plan of action, guys. That is what I do. Most of the work's done. Gonna eat this and then head out for a walk. Here we are, people. It is 12 minutes past 8 and we have got our final meal. So we have here, if it can show you, fantastic, 50 grams of oats, 40 grams of cream of rice, 10 grams of dark chocolate, 10 grams of almond butter and cinnamon with raspberries, and also we have blueberries in there as well. I will have my PM sups with this meal, and then that is me finito. Total macros, I'm going to get them up for you now. I should have probably said this at the start of the video, to be honest, but I am currently a few weeks into my diet phase. We are going, not aggressive, but we're going at a good rate. I want to make sure that I'm in a good spot when it comes to the meetup in around 10 weeks. So we are currently on 260 protein, 54 fat, 300 grams of carbohydrates, and I have dropped 6 pounds this week. I don't need a high day because I'm still fat, so there you go. Or I don't need a diet break. No, that's coming to me at no time whatsoever. We are still very much on the fluffier side, so we're being aggressive from the get-go, which is what we need to be. So that's what we're doing. But I wanted to round off this video again with saying thank you for tuning in. Like, subscribe, comment. A thank you for anyone that commented on the first video back. It's greatly appreciated. Again, all the likes. Honestly, really enjoyed making this video. I enjoyed making the previous one, and I'm going to enjoy future videos, which the next one I'm going to record leg day with Harley, Sid, Charles coming along as well. Harley is 16 and a half weeks out. She's doing the same show as Toby, which will be great. But that is my full day of eating on a training day. I will do a rest day as well. But thank you as always. Peace. Hasta luego. Ciao for now.